亚五之先生来和我们分享。Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Muratyavuz, please.
Evet arkadaşlar, her şeyin ortasındaki bir ülkeden, Türkiye'den kontak filmin yapımcısı Muratyavuz.
你好。
你好。
I might be the only person who is talking other than the native language in here, so I'd like to apologize for my English from the beginning. But I will do my best. First of all, I would like to thank all the authorities who gathered us in here, especially the State Administration of Print Production, Radio, Film and Television, to host us here for a couple of days. Together with friends from 20 different countries, we were having a session in Beijing. And yeah, I brought my best wishes from the other side of the Silkroad, which is the west end of this historical route. Yeah, most of the topics were covered by Mitchell actually, because I was also planning to talk about the value of content. But I think I'm gonna manage it in a different way. Yes, well, I'm coming from Turkey, where there is a sophisticated production scene, especially in television. As of last year, Turkey has become the second largest producer and exporter of TV serials all around the world, right after the US, creating a value of nearly $500 million per year. That makes the Turkish IP, the intellectual property, one of the most important properties of the world and appealing to a lot of different countries. Wherever I go, I've been visiting the film markets since a year. We've been in American film markets, pitching our stories, Berlin, Hong Kong, Shanghai, and now we're in this nice city. And we saw that everyone has got more or less some ideas about Turkish stories. But I would like to raise a different point in here. We are sharing a really deep culture and historical ties between China and Turkey. And this gives us a great opportunity to create really masterpieces that's going to be appealing for both audiences in China and Turkey. And also, these stories have got a big potential to go global as well. To make it happen, of course, we need the best content, the story. Actually, Silkroad itself is a story. When we look at the history, we know that Marco Polo is one of the most important figures that figured out the Silkroad. Yes, Marco Polo was a Venetian merchant, but more importantly, he was a writer and an explorer, and he was telling the stories of the places where he visited. And if he did not tell the story of the wealth and great size of China, and if he did not tell the story of the bugs that are knitting clothes for the people, which is silk, now I don't think there would be such a thing called the Silk Road. Yes, he was a storyteller, and today's storytellers are here. We are the content creators and the storytellers. And as Mr. Bill Gates mentioned a few years ago, yes, content is the king. On the Silk Road, the merchants were very important, but the other important thing are the storytellers that are telling the stories of the goods of the other merchants to the crowds. But at those times, stories were taking years to reach one and the other. The supply and demand chain and those times were taking a lot of time. But we are the storytellers of the new century, and different from those old times, the stories spread much faster than ever. But only good content is accepted by the consumers. And the only way to start business with another geography is to send the stories next, as the Americans have been doing for decades. And I would like to ask all of the countries in here, what's your story? What do you have to share with us now? The Belt and Road Initiative is way beyond being a physical road. This initiative that's started by China is a new way, a new understanding of sharing the culture,
sharing the stories, and starting a business within each country. As I told you, we are sharing great stories. There are common physical and cultural elements that we shared all throughout the world. Let me tell you two figures, maybe some of them know. We have a figure in Turkey we call Nasreddin Hoca. He is one of the joke characters from the old times. And his most important drawing is that he is riding a donkey from backwards. And the same guy, named as Afanti in China, is also telling the same stories, same jokes throughout the year. And when we discovered that, we saw that a lot of different aspects that are shared within those cultures, even with the countries all around the Silkroad, is possible. So, how we did it? First of all, we are a production company. I'm representing the company from Turkey that's been active for 10 years, and our team is representing a legacy of 30 years of movie production. We studied mythologies, we researched common values, we discovered similar legends within the countries, and we created a relevant storyline that will appeal both Chinese and Turkish audiences, and also we are projecting that story to go global. And finally, I think next year, if we are invited again, we have the opportunity to show us our trailer on the screen again for the world movie history's first China-Turkey co-production movie, The Cook and the Princess. As a conclusion, what I would like to say, if you want to improve the collaboration between the Silkroad countries, the Belt and Road, of course, creates a perfect platform. But this platform is perfect to develop, produce, and share relevant content for different countries as well. And content and the stories, those can travel all along the Silkroad and even beyond to the globe. One more last thing, love it or hate it, we are always connected. When I see the audience here, most of them are, looking at their cell phones, sharing their thoughts from here, and we are living the era of digital convergence now. So, that gives a lot of new responsibilities to cover as content creators. Maybe the most important quality of a 21st century storyteller or a content creator is the ability to think and act across different media platforms. For example, while producing a TV serial drama, we should consider its digital penetration and social media influences effect after or maybe before the broadcast. Or as filmmakers, our aim is not just to go theatrical releases anymore. There are VOD platforms, there are streaming channels, a lot of kinds of new media that we can convey our messages to our audiences. The cultural exchange arm of the Belt and Road Initiative provides us the opportunity to act cross borders, but also loads a responsibility to create valuable content. So, as my last word to all the content creators here, please keep calm and create awesome content. Thank you. Shishi.
Thank you, Muratyavuz. Thank you very much. 今年我们非常幸运的在成都的金砖国家电影节上见证了第一部由金砖国共同制作的影片《时间去哪儿》。This year we're very